Indianapolis Colts, straight out despair. To go from 7-1 to now 8-7 with 2 games left and still have a chance at the playoffs and play like they did last night, that's pathetic. That defense was straight pathetic. And there are people within the Colts organization who are steamed beyond the ability to comprehend at that defense. Really upset. And one of those guys might be Phillip Rivers. There are all kinds of rumors about what went on in the locker room after that game. An expression of anger from Phillip Rivers because Phillip didn't come here for a haircut. And nobody on that team, here's one thing, when you get a bunch of nice guys together in a locker room, nobody's going to push buttons with the others. They're going to let guys get away with whatever they get away with. And if the coaches aren't really kind of taciturn in the way they deal with players, there's going to be an accommodation for mediocrity that's absolutely the primary reason why you wind up with what you wind up with. We talk about it all the time. You get what you tolerate. And what the Colts have tolerated to this point from that defense, at least on occasion, like last night. Now, the weekend before, other than the last 47 seconds, I thought that defense played pretty damn well. They didn't allow a touchdown. They gave up 18 points to a good offense. The Seahawks were a good offense, are a good offense. That offense last night looked like some kind of unholy combination of the greatest show on turf, the Miami Dolphins of 1984, the Steelers of the mid-70s, and the Green Bay Packers of the 60s. They looked like they could do anything that they wanted to do, whether it was throw the ball underneath, throw the ball in the middle, throw the ball deep, run the ball right, left, up the middle. It didn't matter a damn. There was no stopping that team. And this for Mike Chappell and his X feed, which is excellent, by the way, is the Colts have not, they have gone, you know how many games they've gone? 293 games without, they've forced an opponent to punt at least once in 293 games consecutively until last night. That goes back to 2007, early December of 2007, according to Mike Chappell. That's preposterous. What the hell is going on with this defense? Do they want everybody to get fired? Do they want to get cut? What is the end game here? What are they doing? What would be the reason for the malaise that we saw last night? What would be the reason for the malaise that we saw last December when they played the New York Giants? That was, what a crap show that was. That was hideous last year. What was that, 45-33? Drew Lock went haywire? What is going on? This is Inside Indiana Sports Now for Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025. Brought to you by the great people at Today's Dentistry. Dr. Mike O'Neill is the best dentist that there is. That's all I got to say about that. If you don't go to Dr. Mike O'Neill, you're out of your damn mind and you don't value your teeth. Listen to me. 317-849-2933. Make the call. Show your teeth you care about them. What's the matter with you? I'm a little bit agitated. Make sure and become a member. And if you haven't already, why not? And become a subscriber. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And all I do is dig into my own pocket to give people prizes, subscribers prizes, for God's sake. And you can't hit the subscribe button? What the hell's the matter with you? Smash the like button, huh? Go ahead. And if you want to make a donation, go ahead, make a donation. But include a comment or a question that elevates the level of discourse on the channel. Yeah, you're damn right I'm angry. If Ballard's fired, do you think the new GM wants to keep Shane? I don't know. It depends on who it is. But what you can't do, if you're Carly or say Gordon, is you can't say, look, part of the deal is that you have to keep Shane Steichen. You can't do that. Depending on how you hire. Like what they could do, which, like, I love Shane Steichen, but this would be crazy, is say, Shane, you're in charge. All right? So you're going to act as the head person on top of the pyramid, other than the owner, of course, and you're going to hire the GM who's going to answer to you. And that GM is going to run the front office, run the scouting staff, player development, all of that stuff. You're going to be the person that GM answers to. That happens in the NFL. It's not preposterous. But there's no way that you hire a GM and say, we got your guy. He's your coach. That's it. We saw what happened in 2017 when that happened, right? Yeah, you had Chris Ballard coming in, and he accommodated Chuck Pagano. That did not work. It doesn't work. If a guy loves Shane and says, I want to keep Shane, that's fine. But you can't have ownership say, look, this is a very good man, and we don't want to turn him out into the street, and he is owed a lot of money by us, and we don't want to write him a big giant-ass check because you just don't like him or you don't vibe with his offensive theocracy. Can't have, you got to let the guy in charge or woman in charge be the guy or woman in charge of whatever business it is. If you don't, you're asking for trouble. The defense has gone from good enough through 59 minutes and 13 seconds in Seattle to be an absolute dog crap, and it happened like that. All of a sudden, offenses could do whatever the hell they wanted. Seattle, late in that game, that the Colts should have won. They're up 16-15. Seattle doesn't have a timeout. Somehow or another, Seattle moves the ball down the field. They have a 56-yard field goal attempt that they make. Sheesh. No punts last night. What are you doing? Couldn't get a stop. Phillip Rivers beside himself. There's a report on X that he used the S word. Phillip Rivers does not swear under any circumstances. Dadgummit is as close as he comes. Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, they're Pro Bowlers. Looking ahead. Man, don't we have a full offseason to look ahead? Do I need to look ahead here? Daniel Jones, what's he going to do? He's rehabbing an Achilles. Does he want to come back? Do the Colts want him back? If the Colts gut the front office, are they going to re-sign him? Do they want to re-sign him? How about Kwity Paye? How about Braden Smith? They're going to be free agents. How about Mo Ali Cox? He's going to be a free agent. Cheap one. How about Michael Pittman Jr.? $29 million against the cap next year. $5 million in dead cap. What do you do with Michael Pittman Jr., who I love, but he can't get separation? What do you do with Alec Pierce? He's going to be a free agent. You want that offense without Alec Pierce? What would have happened last night if the Colts don't have Alec Pierce making plays? Right? Rivers to Pierce. Alec Pierce must have awakened 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago and thought, my God, what? I'm going to catch passes from Phillip Rivers? The last time he played, a sophomore at Cincinnati? It's been a while. He did a great job. He runs great routes. He's got great hands. He fights like hell. He's tougher than nails. You re-sign that guy, right? Yeah, we'll see. This feels like a franchise just digging its own grave. Semper Colts fan says Shane could be a great coach if he put down the clipboard. He needs to be a head coach and not have to worry about play calling. He should be 2 boots deep in Lou's tail end after that game. Or Lou should be 2 boots deep in his defense's tail end. You get what you tolerate. I say it again and again and again and again. Like these are men. These are grown-ass men. These are adults. They know what's expected of them. No, they don't. They're playing a kid's game, and you got to treat them like kids. And if you don't treat them like kids, you wind up with the bullshit they had last night. Absolutely unacceptable under any circumstance. Completely ridiculous. People in the building, they know what's wrong. But the Colts don't air their dirty laundry, at least not publicly. They might on the QT. Not very often, though. They might be telling us. Ballard is moving on out the office soon. You know what I did when I wanted Jim Henry fired by the Chicago Cubs is I had moving crates shipped to his office. I had the U-Haul at Racine and Fullerton bring 5 big moving crates to Wrigley Field. The guy called me. He goes, hey, I can't find this place, 1060 West Addison. I said, it's Wrigley Field. The entrance is just off Clark. This is before they put Gallagher Way in or that plaza in there in the hotel. It was a McDonald's, and I think, I don't know if the donut shop was still there, but I said, you go there. There's where the entrance is. Oh, yeah, I see it. So you're going to bring those up. It cost me $50. 6 giant moving crates delivered personally to Jim Henry's office. I don't recommend anybody do that with Chris Ballard. Don't do that, for God's sake. Don't be so petulant. I was petulant. Don't give in to the petulance. Man, Phillip Rivers is playing his ass off. Yeah, he was good last night. Not just good for a 44-year-old who came in off the, out of the rain, off the couch to play quarterback. He was just good. Delivering the football to guys as they were open, putting it in a tight window after throwing the ball like maybe recreationally with his kids for 5 years. That was awesome. And it's been awesome to watch. Like we need to get DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and keep Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman. Trade if AJ Speed is on another trade. We should bring him back. EJ Speed? I want no part of EJ Speed on this team. No thanks. Podcasters need not apply. I don't need podcasters. I need linebackers. I need guys who are done talking and want to get out and do. Can we get a few of those guys? Good idea, Kent. Moving boxes on their way. No. That's not why I told that story. Trade Jonathan Taylor. You can't. He's got a year left on his what? I mean, why would you deal the valuable pieces on this team? And what would you get? I mean, for Marshall Falk, who is in his prime, they got a 2 and a 5. No. No, thank you. Also need to let Quiddy walk. Yeah, Quiddy Pay is going to be he's a future former Colt. There's no question about that. You got to get Sauce Gardner back. I don't know is Mooney Ward going to continue to try to play after 3 concussions in a season. Charles Egger says, any updates on Omar Cooper, Brendan Frank, Kellen Wyatt, and Bray Lynch? I'm going to the Rose Bowl and parade. Hoosiers. Yes, Pasadena, here we come, and you should. Go there and enjoy yourself and ask everybody at the IU alum deal under the tent, where is Paulie Balls? Paulie Balls! You got to yell out for Paulie Balls. All right, I'm going to have an aneurysm. Could this be a 4-game trial period for Rivers, and perhaps he plays next season on a 1 year? No, he ain't going to play again. He loves coaching his kid in high school. This is after the season. This worked out perfectly. What GMs are out there for the Colts to hire? We don't know. Who's the next great GM? We have no earthly idea until a guy's hired, and then we go to Wiki and we try to learn as much about him as we can. But these are like personnel guys. Ryan Grigson, when he was hired, he was like a back-of-the-room scout for the Eagles, right? You have Chris Ballard. People knew who he was. He was with the Bears and really gained respect there, and then went to the Chiefs and got more responsibility and more respect there. So people kind of knew who he was, but if they change GMs, it is damn likely that they're going to hire somebody off the street that we've never heard of, and if they don't, please don't hire John Dorsey. Somebody from Kansas City, the Kansas City about Andy Reid, Coach Andy Reid. I don't understand. I'll get Louis Riddick from ESPN. I'm wondering when somebody's going to give Lou a job because he's really good. I like the way he explains football. Now, whether he can run a front office or not, I have no idea whatsoever. All right, Bucks in town tonight. Are we going to see Myles Turner with more book closing? Ooh, boy, oh boy, you got us. What a douche. Unbelievable. Get someone of Howie Roseman's staff. We need somebody from, they keep hiring Eagles guys, right? That's what we do. We hire guys from the Eagles. All right, not a bad idea, maybe. We'll talk about that moving forward. We've got plenty of time to talk about that. Keep Pierce over Pittman. That, 100%. No question about that. Exactly right. Celtics, yeah, they came back from the dead last night and held the Pacers to 13 in the fourth as everybody was watching the Colts. DK Metcalf suspended for 2 games. We didn't talk about it yesterday. I don't mind him punching a fan. Some fans need to be smacked. That's just the way it is. Patrick says Ryan Grigson was toxic as the Colts GM, but won AFC South and playoff games unlike 8-9 or 9-8 until the end, until 15-16, and then they were 8-9 and 9-8, weren't they? So he was kind of both. Having Andrew Luck healthy, that won a lot of games for the Colts. Ballard is the Jeff Fisher of GMs. Enough already. Jeff Fisher is an incredibly nice guy. All right, we'll talk to you later. As things go on, we don't sleep, we don't rest, and we, like I did the post game last night for the Colts, and then we were still up at 6:40 doing Breakfast with Kent. We will talk to you either later tonight or tomorrow at some point. Breakfast with Kent, it's Christmas Eve, though. So we'll see. It'll be a little bit later than normal.